If you're reading this letter, Red Dead Online is dead. There's no December DLC, but hey, at least we get free 25
Daily.
Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God!
Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Today I'm making a video that I never thought I would be making, and that is that Red Dead Online is now officially dead. Yes, it is my opinion, but I truly believe that Red Dead Online is dead, and I think that both Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive have killed and destroyed Red Dead Online. Now, I don't know how much at fault is both Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar Games, but somebody is to blame for Red Dead Online dying, because I don't know what goes on behind the scenes in their corporate offices, but the publisher Take-Two is also pretty greedy, so I also wanted to include them in this blame. So both Rockstar and Take-Two are at fault. So I think it's over. I don't think the game has any chance of recovering at this point. The only thing that I think can truly save Red Dead Online would be a Mexico map expansion or an Undead Nightmare 2. That would attract a lot of players back to the game, but I don't think that even a large DLC at this point can revive the game. It's just too late. I don't think it even player housing can revive this game. And also, I will say that if you agree with me and you agree with what I'm saying in this video, please drop a like because it helps the algorithm, and if you could share it, it would help greatly. Post this on Rockstar's feedback page. Feel free to tweet it at them as well. My goal is for this video to get enough attention, not necessarily for Rockstar to do something, because they don't care. I know they're not going to do anything, but so that gaming media, major gaming media, can pick this up and talk about the situation in Red Dead Online. So what happened exactly? Even if you don't watch Red Dead content, you might have been recommended a few Red Dead Online videos recently. Almost every single Red Dead YouTuber either agrees that the game is dead, dying, or in a really bad state. I can't speak for everyone, but the majority of YouTubers that I've seen agree that the game is in the worst state that it has ever been in. And also, I've linked all these channels down below. They're all great channels, so check them out. Well, why is the Red Dead community furious? Why are they so angry? It's because of this.
Hey, what's cracking? Franklin Clinton, dawg. I'm the manager.
GTA Online, the contract DLC? Why would Red Dead players be angry about this, you might ask? I mean, Franklin returns after all, right? The hardcore GTA Online fanboys, they'll tell you that Red Dead Online players are just hating on GTA Online and jealous, but this is nonsense. I've seen stupid comments like that. You might have seen angry Red Dead comments in the GTA trailer, and when I posted my reaction to the trailer, I talked about it in the first 3 minutes on why people are angry. I want to explain to the people that only play GTA Online why they are seeing a lot of angry Red Dead comments, and just like I predicted, I had some hardcore fanboys that started hating on me. Note, the majority of the response was positive, but I still couldn't believe that some people act like this. The fact that some hardcore fanboys will defend Rockstar no matter what, and refuse to see the faults in the company. Now, don't let the fanboys speak for why Red Dead players are angry. They don't play Red Dead, so they have really no right to say why Red Dead players are angry. The reason Red Dead players are furious, and I think the vast majority will agree with me on this, is because GTA Online got another big update bringing in Franklin, and Red Dead Online got nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean actually nothing. So what, the game gets a few new call to arms maps, that's it? GTA Online is getting a new story DLC, a new business, new vehicles, new weapons. This is the first December that Red Dead Online has gotten nothing. Every December it got something. December 2018, it just launched a few days before the month. December 2019, Moonshiners, the last good update. And December 2020, a Bounty Hunter expansion. This is the worst attempt at content the game has ever had. And to make things worse, the Newswire does not at any point say when the next update will come out. You think they could have at least said, listen guys, we apologize for not being able to communicate. We apologize for not making an update this year, but we promise there will be a giant update later on in the next few months or whenever. No, Rockstar never does that, and that's what makes the Red Dead community so angry. It's their lack of communication. Rockstar is the worst company that I've seen that communicates with their fans. They never respond to fans, they never make roadmaps, or even do actual interviews. Whenever Rockstar does an interview, it's always a joke. The interview is some weird magazine website that no one has ever heard of, and all the questions are just sucking up to them. None of the questions are actual tough questions that ask them about glitches or the state of the game. Instead, the questions act like everything is fine, and they are putting work into Red Dead Online when it's a joke what they are doing. They acted like the Blood Money DLC was a massive success, when any Red Dead player, even if you played for just a few months, can tell you it wasn't good. It was one of the worst DLCs ever, but not according to Rockstar. According to them in their stupid little magazine article, it's a massive success. Now, my question is, do these journalists that interview them about Reddit Online even play the game? This leads me to believe that all these interviews are pre-screened questions, which are only going to suck up the Rockstar. So let me explain the updates. If you have never played Reddit Online, this will fill you in on everything that's going on right now, why people are pissed. For 2 years, we have had terrible, boring joke updates on Reddit Online. The game is 3 years old. The first year was kind of okay, which I'll explain in a little bit, but the last 2 years were just terrible. When Reddit Online first launched as a game, it was a disaster. There was nothing to do in the game. Rockstar made it seem like Reddit Online will become what GTA Online was, but in the Wild West. At launch, we had an online story, which arguably was the best part of the game. This story was done much better than GTA Online. In the story, you were arrested in Blackwater for the murder of Jessica Leclerc's husband. You were framed by Amos Lansing, who was Philip Leclerc's former business partner. You later find out this is a giant conspiracy, including outlaw Teddy Brown. He shot Philip Leclerc, Jessica's husband, and he was also Grace Lansing's brother. The story was left with Teddy Brown and Amos Lansing killed. Jeremiah Shaw, the corrupt banker who forged the documents, was run out of town, which only left Grace Lansing. She was the last conspirator still out there. Jessica even says this isn't the end, and we will meet again.
Here.
I don't need to see them.
No, I don't suppose you do. Although
There's Grace Lansing, but she will have to wait. And also, we have to decide how we're gonna clear all our names and extricate ourselves from the mess we have uncovered.
Not sure the state authorities take too kindly to revenge killings, madam.
No, I'm sure they don't. But that's a problem for another day. Because right now, that little plot is over. And my husband has been avenged. My friends, my true friends. I owe you more than words can say. Thank you. And should our paths cross again, and, well, I'm sure they may. But right now, I need to make myself scarce. And I recommend that you all do your best not to get into too much additional trouble. That's your business. My poor husband, he deserves so much better than this, but this is what he got. This is what we all got. Drive on, Mr. Hawley.
No, we didn't have all these missions at launch. We got destroyed by grief, which was a mission later on, and yes, that's the name of the mission, in a May 2019 update, which was fine. We also got low honor and high honor missions, but most of us cared about the Leclerc storyline, which was never answered. Over 2.5 years later, we still haven't found out what really happened to her husband. Well, looks like we will never find out. It's such a shame. We had an interesting, unique story specifically tied to online that they worked on, only for them to just abandon it. This was much better than GT Online, where you just fly into a plane and just talk to Lamar and just do one street race. They actually had a story here. Maybe they could have actually finished this story instead of giving us recycled bag missions in the Blood Garbage DLC. The rest of the game at launch was mainly just stranger missions, which are Reddit Online's attempt at contact missions. These get really repetitive fast, where you have to go to an area, you kill a bunch of targets, and you get a bag back and bring it back, and the longer you took on these missions, the more money you would get back. How does this make any sense? So basically, you would have just people sitting there endlessly, waiting down the clock only to rinse and repeat and do the same mission again. It sucked. People wanted to be an outlaw, but this made us feel like an errand boy, not an outlaw. In February of 2019, they gave us the February DLC, which barely added anything. They added a bounty system, which was useless at the time, because you got a higher bounty even for defending yourself from griefers. So yes, your bounty would increase even if it was self-defense, and then you would have to pay it off, or lawmen would spawn after you. The one good thing in this update was that they added proximity player icons. Players would no longer appear across the map unless you were close. They would appear on the map red if they were aggressive. This greatly helped reduce griefing, as people couldn't just chase you across the map. However, we also got some emotes that were 13 gold bars. That's right, 13 gold bars for an emote. An emote! This is the microtransaction currency in Reddit Online. However, unlike shark cards in GT Online, you could actually earn it in-game through stranger missions. But even if you could earn those gold bars just by playing the game, 13 gold bars isn't something you typically get in a day. And even today, that's hard to do in the game, despite having more ways to earn. So we got daily challenges with that update. And in that update, they were nice, but they gave us 0.10 per gold per challenge and didn't have streaks going on by days. 13 gold bars would take days to grind just to get a single emote. And how much is 13 gold bars in real money? Let's say you wanted to buy it with real money. You didn't want to grind endlessly. You just wanted to buy the gold bars. Well, in my country, the USA, it costs $9.99 or $10 for 25 gold bars. You can't get less, then that means you would be spending about $10 for 2 emotes. How stupid is that? $10 for 2 emotes. In May of 2019, we got the May update, which was much better. This update added random events to the world. However, over time, these got seriously repetitive. The most common ones are where someone needs help, a lift back into town, or they betray you and it's a trap for an enemy gang. The update did add poker against other players, which was awesome, and I still play it to this day. The update additionally improved the daily challenges, adding a streak to them. Daily challenges were now 0.20 gold per challenge, and if you did all 7, you got an extra 0.60 gold bonus. On week 2, it was 0.30 gold per challenge with a 0.90 gold bonus for doing them all. And on week 3, it was a 0.40 gold bonus per challenge, and you would get 1.20 gold bonus back. On week 4, it was 0.50 gold per challenge and a 1.50 gold bonus. And on the 28th day, you get a free treasure map as well. These challenges were awesome, and they helped players make tons of gold. And the best part was that these challenges would go past the 20th day, meaning that you could just keep doing an endless streak over and over again. You wouldn't get another treasure map, but you could keep getting the 0.50 gold per challenge forever, basically. And if you logged in every day, this was a great idea to keep players returning to maintain their streaks. Some players had streaks that were going on for hundreds of days. Unfortunately, Rockstar ruined this later, and I'll discuss that when I get to that update. The May update also added these online story missions that I was telling you guys about. And lastly, they added defensive mode, which was a new way to counter griefers. You could go into defensive mode, which would put the griefers into free aim if they tried to shoot you. You would also be in free aim, and you took more damage, giving you a chance to get away. You could also parlay them, which didn't let them kill you for 10 minutes, and you could still do most of the activities in the game. This was far better than passive mode in GTA Online, where you couldn't do anything in passive mode, not even use guns and NPCs. The reason the griefing dropped so much in Red Dead Online is because of actual improvements. GTA Online players, they'll tell you the reason that griefing is less in Red Dead Online is because it doesn't have weaponized vehicles. Sure, it's a little harder to grief that they don't have weaponized vehicles in Red Dead Online, but it's not that. The real reason and the main reason is because Rockstar took steps to actually address griefing in Red Dead Online, and they did nothing to counter it in GTA Online. Even on my streams, I have had people join to try to kill me. I would instantly parlay them, then they couldn't kill me for another 10 minutes, and because the griefers were so impatient, they would leave and rejoin to try to get around the timer for me to parlay them again. They would get really angry and just eventually give up. I even had a griefer once message me, "Stop parlaying me, you blank." I think you guys know what he said. The fact that he sent me a pretty vulgar message shows that it got to him, and that these anti-griefing measures were working. Red Dead Online handled it much better than GTA Online. Don't let the GTA Online players tell you that it's mainly because of weaponized vehicles. Yes, the Oppressor Mark II is annoying, but at least in Red Dead Online, you have ways to actually counter the griefers, where in GTA Online, you barely have anything to stop them. Now, in July of 2019, the Casino DLC released on GTA Online, and you are going to see the reason why I'm bringing up the GTA Online updates. Just bear with me, it's going to be all explained. The Casino update, while it wasn't massive, it was a decently sized update. It added a new building, the Diamond Casino and Resort, it added a decently sized story, added in Miss Baker, the Duggins, a Texas Mafia, Brucey, and the Changs, the Triad family from the story. The Casino story was actually pretty good, and had likable characters like Vincent. It added a ton of new casino games, blackjack, 3-card poker, roulette, slots, horse betting. It also added a new penthouse and casino missions in free mode, apart from the main story. It added a few new cars as well. I was perfectly fine with this update, as we were getting a Red Dead update in summer. Then in summer of 2019, I should say September of 2019, we got the Frontiers Pursuits DLC, which pretty much the majority of the Red Dead community agrees this is the best update. Frontiers Pursuits added something new called roles. You can buy the role and then level it up, unlocking new abilities. We had the Bounty Hunter role, which is still the most popular role today. You can buy a Bounty Hunter license, and each of these roles cost 15 gold, which was reasonable as players had stocked up for some time. You go to an area, you look for the bounty target, and if you capture them and bring them back, you get more money for them being alive. Unfortunately, the Bounty Hunters suffered from the time problem the Stranger missions did, where the longer you took, the more money you made, meaning that players would just sit there with the bounty target until 1 minute. They did add new gear like bolos and the Bounty Hunter wagon, which could hold large number of targets and they can't escape. It added a reinforced lasso and also added legendary bounties, and we had a new one each week. They were awesome and really well done and had a cool story to them. Each target was unique, like a crazy mountain man, an anarchist sniper, a train robber, and more. I love these bounties and the stories behind them. Next, we got the Trader, which was a camp business and our first business. We would hunt animals, bring crypts back to pelts or full carcasses, and he would make materials. And we also needed supplies, which would produce them. You could buy supplies or do missions to steal them. You can buy a hunting wagon to store more pelts and carcasses, which makes doing this business easier. You start off with a small wagon with 25 goods, and then you can get a medium wagon for 50 goods, and then eventually a large wagon for 100 goods. When you sold 100 goods, you got $625, which is an insane amount of money for a sale in Red Dead Online. Think of basically $600,000 in GTA Online. That's how much a trader was worth. You also got a lot of XP, but it was even better because if anyone helped you with the sale, they got half of the money, meaning that someone in your posse would get $312.50 just for helping with that mission if it was a full sale. And this, it wouldn't affect your pay, so a lot of people were encouraged to help others with their sales. They would constantly ask people, you need help selling anything, because they knew what good rewards they got, and it encouraged people to work together. However, there was a major problem still with this update, and that was that the update broke animal spawns. Animals would no longer spawn at the same rates, and it would be very difficult to locate certain animals. The business was still great, but the animal spawns became a major problem for a long time. And if you want to know how broken the animal spawns were and how long, it was so difficult to find animals for 10 months. It took Rockstar 10 months to fix the animal spawns. They were broken in September of 2019, and were not fixed until July of 2020 when the Naturalist DLC released. That's how long it took them to fix that problem. Lastly, we had the Collector, which introduced Madame Desar and her little store. She would sell you a collector bag and maps for the items. The Collector was very simple. There was now dozens and dozens of items scattered across the world, hidden. Sometimes you needed a shovel to find them. Sometimes you would need a metal detector. Sometimes both. And you would level them up. You'd unlock these abilities. It was kind of cool looking for this. Some people say that the Collector was boring, but I never minded, looking around for the items. I thought it was pretty fun. And when you found the whole set, like all the earrings or necklaces, you could sell them for a massive bonus. The payouts were the best, and this was the most profitable role and easiest to level up. A creator named Jean Rupke made an interactive map that showed all locations of items, and I will link his map down below. A lot of people used the map, and it was a great way to make money. That's how some people got so much money. Rockstar later randomized a lot of the jewelry locations. However, the map is still very helpful for finding the items. I'll link it below. To sum it up, Frontier's Pursuits was an amazing update. You even had a secret feature with the Bounty Hunter, where you could arrest players of a bounty and take them to jail. There was an actual animation for it. It's just unfortunate not a lot of people used it. It even added more daily challenges for the roles, greatly improving the amount of gold you could make. This was the largest and best update Red Dead Online ever got, and a lot of us thought that Red Dead Online was back, and it was going to make a huge recovery. Boy, were we wrong. My Red Dead Online videos, they also jumped in views, and if you look at my channel, my most popular Red Dead content is mostly Frontier's Pursuits. It had records amounts of views, with some videos getting 500,000 views. It made me really happy, because at this same time, I was not in a good state mentally. My channel was mostly GTA Online, and while I did enjoy the game, I was getting seriously burnt out of it. I wanted to do something different, and it greatly improved my mental state when I was able to do Red Dead content. I stayed with the game since day one, even after a lot of people gave up on it. I was glad I stayed with it, and now I was seeing that my Red Dead content was doing really well, and it made me really happy. 2 months later, we got the Moonshiners DLC, which added another business and the first property. This is a moonshine shack that we bought. We met a new character named Maggie, and soon we met the cook Marcel. The moonshine business was 25 gold this time. A bit more, but players still got it. The moonshine update at first suffered because of the constant crashes and the black screens. Additionally, when you drove a tiny bit off the road, it would shatter moonshine bottles during delivery. It was similar to Trader, but you needed ingredients and mash that you could buy. It encouraged you to pick herbs in the wild. The DLC also included a new enemy faction, the Revenue Men, who were the Bureau of Internal Revenue. They were a real-life faction which would later become the IRS. There would be revenue agent checkpoints in the world, and you could also find rival moonshine camps. The DLC added bootlegging missions, which would help you get free mash or reduce the price on it. These were missions that were in free mode. My favorite one was the one where you fought in a bar, and then you would fight the boss at the end. But the moonshine business not only gave you a business and free mode missions, it also gave you a new story. And I'll tell you something, the moonshine story is actually really good. And it tells the story of how Maggie was betrayed, and the main antagonist in it is great as well. I was very impressed with how good it was for an online story.
Still makes me shiver just remembering it. They trussed her up, blew up the still, and threw her inside there to fry. I couldn't do nothing but watch as they held me back. The flames just kept getting higher. Whole place started caving in. I swear, It's the only time I ever seen Hickson smile. Burning a woman alive. Probably got a medal for it, too. The last thing I see as they're dragging me away, Danny Lee, hiding in the trees, just looking on. In jail, I heard they tried for months to hunt him down, but he must have found some protection. Always did have a knack of slithering his way into holes, that snake.
But in that exact same month, we got the Casino Heist DLC, which was one of the largest DLCs that GTA Online has ever gotten. Now, I'm not specifically complaining about it. Casino Heist was a great DLC. I could spend 20 minutes talking about it, but to sum it up, you had a new heist, the Diamond Casino and Resort. In this heist, you had 3 approaches: aggressive, which is basically loud, the big con, which is with disguises, and sneaky, which is stealth special forces style. You could choose your getaways and complete additional preps like finding guard locations, getting an EMP to knock out the power in the stealth approach. You could get a big drill through the sewer on the aggressive approach. You could dress up as bug exterminators, maintenance men, or armored truck drivers on the big con. Payouts were amazing. And you could do the heist with 2 people if you wanted. You didn't have to do it with 4 people. This DLC was awesome, and at the time, almost all Red Dead players were fine with it. We got Moonshiners, and 2 months previously, we got our largest update, Frontier's Pursuits, so people didn't think much of it. No one expected Rockstar to make another massive Red Dead DLC in 2 months. We thought we can wait and get another large update like Frontier's Pursuits in the summertime, right? Wrong.
In E minor.
Yeah, E minor, all right, yeah!
For 7 months, we waited and waited with no communication from Rockstar. PvP Cats, another Red Dead YouTuber, started a clown movement where players would dress in clowns to protest Rockstar's lack of communication. Hundreds of players were doing this, and then, in July of 2020, Red Dead Online got the Naturalist update, which is still the weirdest update today. This was an update where you meet Harriet, where you would document animals and sedate them and collect their samples and sell it to her. That's the best way I can really summarize the update. If you killed animals, even in self-defense, Harriet would get angry at you and then could spray you with her perfume and then knock you out, and then you can't talk to her for 5 minutes. You also had Gus, which you could craft animal outfits with him. At least they had another character with a different view, but this DLC fell short. Sure, it had the elephant gun, but it just wasn't fun. It had legendary animals added weekly, but they were nothing like legendary bounties, and they got really boring. I think the Naturalist update should have been included with another role. Having it just by itself made it to be a boring update. It should have been part of something bigger. 1 month later, in August of 2020, we got the Summer Special DLC in GTA Online, which basically just added yacht missions, which with a kind of a story, but it was just really boring. In this rare instance, the Red Dead Online DLC was actually a bigger update, but not by much. We were all anticipating now a large update in December, but what had happened? GTA Online got the Cayo Perico DLC in December, a much larger DLC than the Casino Heist, and one of its biggest DLCs ever. In this DLC, we got a map expansion. It was only during the heist, but still a new map. Cayo Perico, robbing a drug lord. This DLC had so many new vehicles, from jets to helicopters to boats, and so many crazy approaches, from parachuting in, using an attack boat, driving in with a truck with a disguise. There were so many ways you could do this heist, which greatly added to its replayability. I think that the Cayo Perico DLC is the greatest GTA Online DLC of all time, because you can do everything solo, you don't have to do anything in a public match, you can complete all the preps in a private match, and the payouts were great, plus it had great replayability. Now, compare this to Red Dead Online. In December of 2020, the same month as Cayo Perico, they added the Bounty Hunter expansion.
You think this is funny?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks?
What? It's just an ordinary crabby... Oh my goodness!
Squidward!
I tried, Mr. Plankton.
10 new ranks to the Bounty Hunter, and we had to pay gold for it again. These added new infamous bounties, which were in free mode, and had a little bit of a story to them, but they weren't as well done as the legendary bounties. This DLC was a spit in the face of Red Dead players. People said that it was the pandemic that explained why Red Dead Online wasn't getting attention. But if it was the pandemic, and I understand it's going on then, and still now, But why did they make such a massive GTA update if it's because of the pandemic that Red Dead Online isn't getting support? The GTA update was 10 times larger than the Red Dead update, and that's not an exaggeration. Just compare Cayo Perico to the Bounty Hunter expansion. Anyone can tell you which is the bigger DLC. But it gets worse. Rockstar nerfed daily challenges in this update, calling it daily challenge balancing, as they said on the newswire. What is that supposed to mean? Daily challenges were now cut in half. Daily challenges were reduced from 0.20 the first week to 0.10 per challenge, with a 0.30 bonus for doing all 7. Week 2, 0.15 gold per challenge, with a 0.45 gold bonus for doing all 7. Week 3, 0.20 gold with a 0.60 gold bonus. And week 4, 0.25 gold per challenge with a 0.75 gold bonus for doing all 7. Basically cut in half. And if you went past 28 days, you couldn't continue the streak. It reset. So basically, in week 4, in the new challenges, you were making almost as much as week 1 with the original challenges. So many people logged in every day to do daily challenges. I used to do them all the time, and I gave up on them because of this. So many players were furious. No one asked for this. Not only did we get a joke of an update, we had our pay in daily challenges cut in half, while GTA Online got its best update ever. Seriously, what? And I made a petition to restore daily challenges to what they once were. A year has passed, and even though several YouTubers have mentioned my petition, and almost 15,000 people have signed, Rockstar has done absolutely nothing about it. Come on, seriously? Then in March of 2021, we got Outlaw Pass 5. These were passes that were included with each update traditionally. Basically, think of battle passes on Call of Duty, but for Red Dead Online. That's what they were, basically. Outlaw Pass 4, which came out with the Bounty Hunter expansion, cost 35 gold bars, but you only got 25 gold bars for completing it. It was the first pass to not give you all your gold back. You could technically get it back. If you bought it the first week, you would get a 10 gold bonus. But Rockstar, they acted like this was an extra amount of gold bars. No, you were just getting back what you put into it in the first place. Outlaw Pass 5 was a disaster. It came out of nowhere. Data miners like Rockstar Guides did find it before it came out, and we were aware of what was in the pass. However, what we didn't expect was that the pass would drop with no DLC. We thought it was going to be something small, like a trader expansion this time, but barely anyone predicted that there would be no DLC with it. Imagine if Activision sold a battle pass on Call of Duty with no new content, no new maps, no new guns, no new operators, just some weapon skins, and said, here's new content. The Call of Duty community would be outraged and furious, but this is what we got in Red Dead Online. Somehow, I feel like Rockstar was testing to see how little content they would make, and if people would actually buy it. In Outlaw Pass 5, it had nothing impressive in it. The one thing I did like was a new camp dog, but that's it. A lot of the outfits, they were a joke. In May of 2021, Rockstar teased new robbery missions in the newswire. This got people excited because we always wanted to be able to commit actual robberies in free mode. However, I was skeptical of it because of the previous updates that we have had. I didn't expect months. In the months ahead, we got more info, and the newswire started describing the update like it was going to be big. They talked about robberies and new opportunities. I mean, just read this. This is from the newswire itself right here. It actually says, crimes and punishments. Martelli's entrusted some of the West's most reprehensible soldiers of fortune, with lead on where you might find Capitale. Visiting these contacts will reveal an entirely new type of work known as crimes. Crimes will range from cloak and dagger coach holdups to multi-stage robberies, including kidnapping, brutal debt collection, and more. Embark on crimes either as a lone gun or with a full posse of cutthroats alongside you. During each outing, keep a keen wit and search high and low for signs of Capitale to return to Guido Martelli, including from hidden chests or on the remains of those who've crossed your path. As you traverse the plains in free mode, you may hear of unlocked homesteads and vulnerable camps, ripe for the picking and begging to be relieved of a Capitale stash. So reading this, it makes it seem like the update is going to be big, like, you're going to be able to commit a lot of crimes in this update. No, that's not the case. And here's actually what I said about that update then when I was actually reacting to it. But you see, you see two players, knocking out the people here. So, hopefully, there's some, intimidation here. You threaten them, they tell you where the goods are, stuff like that. Because, if you simply got to go to these homesteads, you kill a bunch of gangsters, and you loot a single chest, that's going to be boring. It's just going to be like another gang attack, gang hideout. People aren't going to like doing that. I thought it was going to be simple pickup missions, and I was right for the most part. These were missions you triggered. You weren't able to actually walk into a bank and commit an actual robbery like most people wanted. No, you did these generic missions, kill these enemies here, retrieve the bag, take it here, rinse and repeat. Blood Garbage DLC. And they acted like Martelli was going to be this big gangster in this update. This guy is a strong introduction, but fails completely in delivery because he only appears one time. That's right, the guy only appears once and narrates the opportunity missions, but you never see him again. Then there's Capitale.
Me? I don't have nothing to do with this bullshit Capitale. I'll just take it from you fools and hand it over to one of the Italians' goddamn pets. Italian only understands one thing, capitale, and you ain't got enough.
But I ask you to do it for the sake of their considerable wealth and stock of capitale. Right, capitale then. You know, I've been thinking about the economics of the situation. So, Martelli and his cronies are trading this capitale stuff among themselves. I mean, just the other night, a lady of negotiable affection asked me if I was paying in cash or capitale.
On some stacks of cash, and worryingly for them, capitale.
Tonight, and who knows? Probably some capitale tucked in somewhere too.
Get some capitale. So, Andreas, turn the place inside out and take whatever you damn well please. Including any capitale they got. Don't get the wrong idea.
They sitting pretty on a nice little nest egg. Some capitale, too.
This is the new useless currency that was introduced, and whenever you played missions, you wouldn't earn capitale from them. You would instead have to find them on dead bodies or in chests, which people quickly memorize the locations. Once you had enough capitale, you can buy an opportunity mission, which is then an attempt at heist. Red Dead Online's attempt at heists, but it completely fails. In these missions, you have a few different approaches, such as blocking the train or shooting fireworks to distract guards, but it's the same thing in the end. You board the train, you shoot the guards, you loot the chest until you find the item, and that's that. You run away. These missions pay you out a little bit better, but once again, if you wait longer, you get more money. There was other opportunity missions that came out, to be fair, but they were just boring. Now, I know people will say, but what could they do in a Wild West game? I'm tired of hearing this argument. Sure, you're not going to have all the vehicles and advanced tech that GTA has, but for example, imagine they added a random bank that may be open and you have to get some information on it, and it will spawn, maybe find some dynamite, blow a hole in the wall, make sure it's all in free mode, not some separate lobby, rob the vault with your friends, and mind you, this would all be in free mode. A posse of higher honor could see that, they could try to stop them and bring in the outlaws in as bounties. If they bring them in alive, then they get more money. The outlaws, they might take hostages and they could use them as shields, and the lawmen have to be careful not to hit them. Maybe they could add trains that would spawn with loot, not just cargo trains, but ones with passengers like in the story. Imagine kidnapping rich people and lawmen. Players would have to try to save them, or random carriages that would spawn, and you could actually hold them up by shooting up in the air and scaring the drivers. These are all ideas that would have worked way better than what we got with the Blood Garbage DLC. And guess what? 1 week after the Blood Garbage DLC, GTA Online got the Tuners update, which most of us assumed, even players that just played GTA Online, that this would be the smaller update. Some new cars and races, and Red Dead would get the bigger update this time. But no, that didn't happen. Instead, the Tuners update launched you a massive garage to meet other cars, a new property, and a new business you bought, new contract missions, which were like mini heists, and they were much better than the Blood Money update. At this point, I lost all hope for Red Dead Online. I thought that Blood Money was the last chance to turn it around. The game has already lost too many players at this point, and what happened half a year later now? In December of 2021, Rockstar finally killed Red Dead Online. This was the first December that we have gotten nothing. This is where we get to now. The first time they skipped an update month and instead gave us an event week that lasts for a month, and 25 capitale, which again, people consider a useless currency. Now, some people are defending this, saying Rockstar gave us a nice event month. But even with the event month, while it's nice, it's useless for us veteran players. Why, you may ask? Because we have so much money already. I play Red Dead Online usually 1 to 2 days a week, and yet I have close to $200,000. If you want to know how much that is in GTA Online equivalent, it will be around $200 million. And this is what Red Dead players are getting angry about. They have so much money and nothing to spend it on. Seriously, what the hell, Rockstar? And the disgusting thing is you have people defending Rockstar, randomizing the collector map, cutting the daily challenges. They say Rockstar is balancing the economy. The problem isn't that jobs pay out too much. The problem is that there's nothing to spend money on. Once you buy all the guns, wagons, and camp upgrades, there's nothing else to buy. Just clothes and baked beans. Sorry, I mean food. But what could Rockstar add? How about actual houses? Maybe being able to craft a house, getting logs, clay, glass, and other materials together, then building it, adding furniture, and allowing you to customize the house. Maybe add more wagons, allow us to customize them, maybe add more guns. There are so many guns from this time period they could add, but they don't. Add a Mosin Nagant, that's one rifle that I could think of them adding. Maybe add an apartment or a mansion you can buy in Saint Denis. There are just so many possibilities they could add, so don't tell me there isn't much they could do in a Wild West game. And now finally, we are back at GTA Online. What does it have? the contract DLC, a new business, a new property, 2 new guns, new vehicles, and a brand new story they brought Franklin back. This is exactly why I was comparing all the previous GTA updates, to show you guys that are unfamiliar with this on how Red Dead Online was slowly getting screwed. No, Red Dead players are not angry that GTA Online gets updates. What they're angry about is that GTA Online gets massive updates and Red Dead Online gets barely anything. And in this case now, it has nothing. This update with Franklin, it sounds cool. Don't get me wrong, but this isn't a conspiracy anymore. That Red Dead Online is neglected for GTA Online. It's pretty much a fact. And for people wondering, will I play the new contract DLC? Yes, I will, because I promised people a few months ago that whatever GTA Online DLC comes out, I will cover it and I'll do it in December. I also want to see Franklin, so I want to play that DLC mainly to see Franklin, not really for the business, but, you know, I'm just not as passionate about GTA Online anymore, and I'm actually happy in a way that I don't support GTA Online nowhere near as much. I do cover new updates when they come out, but I'm actually happy that I don't support the game as much anymore because just what a scumbag company Rockstar is. I tried to support Red Dead Online, I tried to do my best for it, but I don't really know what else I can do. But for GTA Online getting all the attention, Rockstar constantly milking this game, I'm glad I really don't cover it that much anymore. But I've never really seen a developer this greedy. It's over. Red Dead Online's finished. This is the final nail in the coffin. This is one of the worst cases of corporate greed. After Rockstar said in an interview years before they have big plans for Red Dead Online and they want to add more roles, well, the last time you added a new role was a year and a half ago. You never finished the Leclerc storyline, ditching it. You never added player housing or actual robberies, even though this is an outlaw game. You never added any new customizable wagons. We have players being multi-millionaires stuck in this camp in the wilderness. But when did Rockstar officially kill Red Dead Online? When did it happen? I think the date was December 2019, right after Moonshiners. If you look at Take-Two's interactive stock prices and earnings growth, that's the Rockstar Games publisher. It has been constantly growing, and we know how much of a greedy company Take-Two is. I don't have proof for this next claim, but here's what I think happened. The Casino Heist was the most popular GTA Online update in years, before Cayo Perico. That DLC got so many people on GTA Online back, and people started buying shark cards in mass droves. While we don't know the exact number, I can tell you that way more people were buying shark cards than gold bars. It's no brainer. Take-Two Interactive saw that, and probably told Rockstar, we want you to just mainly focus on just GTA Online, even though GTA Online is 5 years older than Red Dead Online. The Naturalist may have been part of a larger update, and Rockstar had to downsize it just one role when it might have had more roles because of this reason. Take-Two saw the success of the Casino Heist and said, we want you to make this bigger again. Here comes Cayo Perico. Even the devs at Rockstar that wanted to do Red Dead Online may have been powerless. Rockstar has lost developers like Leslie Benzies, Dan Houser, and Laszlo, all for various reasons, but I wonder if there was something else going on behind the scenes where corporate greed may have played a factor in why they left. Not necessarily just about Red Dead Online, but just corporate greed in general, and the fact that they're just not the same company that they used to be. And I didn't even mention the GTA Trilogy, the Disaster Edition. People were so looking forward to this trilogy. Look at some of the character models like Denise. The game was full of bugs, especially the San Andreas version. Never-ending cutscenes. Constant game crashes, bad character models. The PC version was such a disaster, it was taken off the store for a few days. Just look at the glitches I experienced here. You must take out the enemy gang to gain this territory as your own. No! No! Oh my god. Okay, so now we try that again. Hopefully it doesn't crash this time. What the hell? Okay, what the? What? Okay, well, it looks like the San Andreas Definitive Edition experiences some game-breaking bugs. So we've already experienced a few on this. Like, this is unacceptable. Like, you know, this is unacceptable. They should not have released this in this state. Like, this is just... like, Catalina's gonna be moving her hands around like... Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, what is this right now? Like... Let's see. What the hell? What? Wait, what? What the hell was that? What? Restart checkpoint, you blew up the phone? Wait, what? What is this? This is GTA San Andreas the Definitive Edition. This. This. You blew up the phone. What did I don't even have a regular checkpoint. It just keeps... You gotta be kidding me. This is so stupid right now. You gotta be kidding me. And that glitch was triggered because I blew up Jizzy's car. That was because I blew up Jizzy's car, that happened? You gotta be kidding me. Come on.
Huh? Don't blame me, blame society.
There we go.
Mendez, I see you, Rifa motherfucker.
You know, guys, I'll tell you something right now. I encountered a bunch of glitches before playing this. This part that I have uploaded right now, this section is the most glitches that I've encountered so far right now. This is disgusting. Mendez, I see you. Like, he's just standing there, turned his back, like, now the blood has just disappeared. And look, CJ and, like, everyone's just standing here. Ryder's disappearing. They're standing here. Jizzy's car is, like, is vanishing. He's, like... The triads on the rooftops aren't even shooting at each other. Like, did they even code this game correctly? So now this moment was almost ruined by the glitches for me, because this should be a really cool moment in the game, but just the glitches before, oh man. So you don't even need to really chase Ryder. You can just snipe him from here. But we're gonna chase him. What the hell?
Oh, now I only have 12 times.
What? Can I please finish this mission? Oh my god. The glitches. It's just... Oh my god. What was that? Oh, it's... Oh my god. Kill Ryder. You can do a drive-by in his boat. Okay. Where is he going?
You sold us out, Ryder. You fucked us all.
I'm a motherfucking genius.
So I didn't even need to do anything. Ryder killed himself. I'm a genius. Yeah, just flip the boat.
Holmes? We can watch it from the pier with binoculars. Yeah, I'm good, I think. Listen, you guys better clear out. The cops gonna be all over the spot in a minute. Sure thing. See you back at the garage.
Literally, Take-Two Interactive is not giving out refunds to a lot of players still. Rockstar made a half-sorry apology stating that they will bring back the original versions, but only on PC and through their launcher. They were offering the originals to PC players for free, but most players already have this. What about console players? You can no longer buy the originals on the PlayStation Store or Xbox Marketplace, and we certainly aren't getting refunds. I know people are going to say, but Professional, that's Grove Street Games, that's not Rockstar Games. They're publishing Rockstar's product, the original GTA Trilogy. You can't tell me that Rockstar had no knowledge of the GTA Trilogy state. They advertised the game on their own newswire and apologized over it. It's their responsibility as they entrusted it to Grove Street Games. Now, to be fair, some blame here lies with Take-Two Interactive. Now, I don't know how much exactly, just as I don't know how much of Red Dead Online, but they are at fault as well. I think that Take-Two Interactive, in my personal opinion, rushed a holiday release. They wanted this trilogy to launch before the holidays because they knew people will have money on the holidays and will be buying gifts for people. So they probably pushed a fast release date when the game was not ready for launch. Either way, Rockstar is not the same company they used to be. I mean, just look at the GTA Expanded and Enhanced. How much different is this than GTA 5 on PC, PS4, and Xbox One? They are trying to resell the game once again. And do you know what pisses me off so much? People rant at Rockstar for Red Dead Online, the GTA Trilogy, and GTA 5 Expanded and Enhanced, and don't get me wrong, these are all legit things to criticize, but the moment Rockstar drops a big GTA Online DLC like this, all of a sudden people just forget about it. And I'm not saying everyone forgets, obviously, but I see so many negative comments days before, and then a random GTA Online trailer of Franklin, and all of a sudden you see comments like, Rockstar brought Franklin back, they're awesome, forgetting about all the bad things they were doing before.
Rent? Not now. Listen, it's a free country, it's not rent-free country.
Leave me alone.
Give me rent.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
Just think, remember how much negative attention that was on Rockstar when they showed the Expanded and Enhanced trailer. People were really pissed off. Then the GTA Trilogy was revealed before people realized it was a disaster, and people stopped talking about the Expanded and Enhanced and how much it sucked. They all got excited for the GTA Trilogy. Then people saw the disaster, and they started talking about how much of a disaster that was in the trilogy. And now, look at this. The GTA Online has a new update with the contract, where Franklin's coming in, and people are forgetting about all the problems before. They're forgetting about Expanded and Enhanced, they're forgetting about how much Red Dead Online is getting screwed, they're forgetting about the GTA Trilogy, and now they're just excited for the contract DLC. Look, I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I just see a ton of negative comments one day, and then Rockstar drops a newswire post, next DLC of Franklin, and a majority of the comments are now positive. Rockstar just isn't the same company anymore. It has changed, and not for the better. You will see people constantly trying to argue in favor of GTA Online, saying it's a business perspective, and we shouldn't get angry because GTA Online makes more money for Rockstar. That's why Rockstar focuses on GTA Online and not on Red Dead Online. Red Dead Online could make them money if they actually put work into it and made decent updates. If they made large updates with lots of things to buy, then yes, people would buy gold bars as well. Not everyone, obviously, but they would sell a lot more, and on top of that, the last update, Blood Money, was focused on new players. Rockstar is trying to squeeze money out of new players, but is giving veteran players nothing to play with or buy in the game. That's their target audience, new players. Screw all the people who played since day one, right? Even the event month says it. These are great bonuses, and if you're a new player, go ahead and play them. You can get a lot of money fast, don't get me wrong, but for me it's useless, as I have so much money already. Also, there are some players that have over $1 million in this game, and nothing to spend money on. I remember years ago, when Red Dead Online, when it was first being announced, some people were complaining that Red Dead Online was going to get all the attention, and that GTA Online was going to be forgotten. But it seems the opposite has happened, and these people are perfectly fine with Red Dead Online being screwed. Imagine if Red Dead Online got massive updates, and GTA Online got barely anything. These same people who don't care that Red Dead Online is being screwed would be constantly complaining, but don't see how hypocritical they are. For the people that defend Rockstar screwing Red Dead Online, saying it's a business decision, ask yourself, why you don't have GTA 6 yet? Ask yourself that. It seems to me that these people are constantly spamming, where's GTA 6? I want GTA 6. It's because these people keep buying shark cards and demand more GTA Online updates, then wonder why GTA 6 isn't being made. Maybe it's because you're constantly buying shark cards. If you want GTA 6, stop buying the damn shark cards. You could use their exact same argument against them and say the reason Rockstar hasn't released GTA 6 because it's a business decision. Just like they're saying it's a business decision that Rockstar is screwing Red Dead Online, because they can milk GTA Online. Re-releasing GTA Expand and Enhance, you could argue, is a business decision. It makes them more money. You see how stupid their argument is when you use it against them? Next time someone says it's a good for business that Rockstar ignored Red Dead Online, bring up those points that I just said. I understand they are business, and they're trying to make money. I'm not a fool. But you also have to have some principles, some loyalty to your fans. There have been plenty of people that have supported Red Dead Online for years, and a whole community that grew on it. And because Red Dead Online wasn't generating the same revenue GTA Online was, they just abandoned it. It's just disgusting. Just know, if they are willing to abandon Red Dead Online so easily, then know that they don't care about their GTA Online players either. They're only milking it because they're making a lot of money from it right now. The second something else comes up that makes them more money, they'll screw GTA Online. However, I can't see anything at the moment making more money than GTA Online. But the point is that they will screw over GTA Online if they will make something that will get them more money. I'm so tired of people using that stupid business argument. People also spam telling me that if I was Rockstar, I would do the same thing. No. Look at my channel, for instance. Years ago, I was only a GTA Online channel. That's what I mainly did, and I had record views from that content. However, I got bored of the game, especially after I hit $1 billion. I wanted to play other games. I wanted to do other content. I announced it on my channel. I had people tell me my channel would die, and that I would fail, and that I would lose views. Well, I did lose views a lot, however. I never went back on my decision, and I never regretted it, and do not. I did other content, not for views, but because I wanted to do content that I was passionate about, content that I really enjoyed doing. I did enjoy the GTA Online content when I did it, but I was so burnt out of the game, I wanted to try something else, even if that meant that my channel will get a lot less views, I will get a lot less subscribers, and even if some people unsubscribed. It took a year of hard work, and even though my views went down dramatically, I gained new subscribers, and people found my new content. I started doing new content at 800,000 subscribers, and now here I am, a year and a half later, and I'm about to hit 1,010,000 subscribers. The point is, I tried new content, and even though I knew I would get less views, I still did it. GTA Online always got the most views on my channel, but I stopped doing GTA Online mainly. Sure, I came back to do updates because people asked me to do them, but the vast majority of my channel is non-GTA Online content right now. I grew the channel on other content when people told me it would fail without GTA Online. And as a company, Rockstar needs to learn to take risks and grow other content. It will take work to build up Red Dead Online. They won't see a massive increase right away, but over time they will. And that's the problem. Rockstar is too lazy to add stuff into Red Dead Online. They don't want to put the time and effort into it. Instead, they would rather milk GTA Online because they know they have a huge player base on that. You know, why make something on Red Dead Online if they don't have nearly as much players? They don't want to put in the work to attract more players over time. So for the people that tell me I would do the same thing as Rockstar, no, look at my channel. I took a hit on views when I did new content, and I never went back on it. I did what I'm passionate about and what I enjoy, and because I stuck with that, my channel has now grown, but it took time. It wasn't right away. Rockstar is looking at now. They're not looking at over time. Not everything is about money. Have some principles as a decent company. Take-Two Interactive is the same company that takes a smaller developer to court for simply naming their game It Takes Two. And guess what? Take-Two won Game of the Year at the December Awards, which is a big screw you to you, Take-Two Interactive. Rockstar is a joke now. I recently made a tweet in which I talked about how Rockstar ruined Red Dead Online, and it blew up, becoming one of my most popular tweets of all time. I also made another tweet in which I talked about the hypocrisy in which people basically were just slamming Rockstar for Red Dead Online. They were attacking them for the GTA Trilogy and the Expanded Enhanced, all legitimate criticisms, like I said, but then the moment the new update for GTA Online is released, a lot of people seem to forget about this. Additionally, I made a poll in which I asked people what they thought about Red Dead Online, and the first two choices were of people that stopped playing the game. Out of 28,000 people that voted, 75%, if you add up the first two choices, said they stopped playing the game. That's a disaster. It's even more than my last poll from months ago. In that one, 53% of people voted that they were not going to play Red Dead Online anymore. I know that poll got over 40,000 votes, where this one got 28,000, but 75% of 28,000 is 21,000. That is 21,000 people that won't play the game anymore. Let's say that it would just be half that number. That would still be 10,500 people that won't be playing anymore. This is a giant failure, and this is all Rockstar's fault. I even asked the chat recently on my last Red Dead Online stream if they would be willing to delay the next GTA Online update, just so that Red Dead Online gets a decent-sized update. I know that my chat is mainly Red Dead Online fans, but I have plenty of people that watch me for classic GTAs, and pretty much everyone was willing to wait for another GTA Online update in my chat, just so that Red Dead Online could get a decent update. However, at this rate, I have no hope for Red Dead Online. Rockstar has killed a great online game. I had hope for Red Dead Online. I did content on it for 3 years, and if something still comes out, sure, I'll do it, and I'll still stream it, but I'm just so disappointed in Rockstar. I don't think the game can ever make a full recovery. Not unless we get something big like a Mexico map expansion or Undead Nightmare 2. It has lost way too many players at this point. And I'm gonna say something else. Rockstar, comparing them to Bethesda for Fallout 76, Bethesda is the better developer. And I know some people might be shocked to hear me say that, but I'm not excusing all the bad things Bethesda did. I'm fully aware of a lot of the dumb things they did, the disaster at launch, the glitches Fallout 76, the bag issues, a lot of the stuff, the stupid Fallout First membership that they tried to push. I'm aware of all the bad things that they did. The point that I'm making, though, is that if you compare both Bethesda, how they handled Fallout 76, because it came out around the same time as Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 single player was a masterpiece, but the online was a disaster. You compare that to Fallout 76, it had so many problems at launch. So many people gave up on it. So many people stopped playing the game. But despite that, Bethesda never gave up on Fallout 76. And at least they still try to do content for it. They brought in NPCs, what people wanted. They brought in dialogue. They brought in raiders. They brought in the Brotherhood of Steel. And in 2022, I read that they're actually going to do a map expansion for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Pit, in that. So even though, I'm not comparing the gameplay because they're two totally different games, the point that I'm saying is that this game was an epic fail at launch. It was a complete disaster, and yet the developer didn't give up on it and still made content and added NPCs and at least allowed players to talk. It doesn't excuse all the bad things the developer did. I'm fully aware of that, not defending them on that. And I know the Fallout 76 still has problems, but the point that I'm making is that they did a better job at handling Fallout 76 than Rockstar did with Red Dead Redemption 2. And when you're being told that Bethesda is a better developer than you, that really says a lot. That shows you just how much Rockstar has fallen. They have completely fallen at this point. And Ubisoft, another developer for Watch Dogs Legion Online, I know the content in Watch Dogs Legion has been slow to come out. However, though, Watch Dogs Legion, their official Twitter, actually replies to people. When people post questions, they reply to it. Obviously, they can't reply to everyone, but they've replied to a lot of questions. Have you ever seen Rockstar's official Twitter ever reply to people? No, you don't. They never do. And I'll say this, Rockstar, you are no longer my favorite developer. You have been my favorite developer for so many years, but this is the last straw. What you've done with the GTA Trilogy and how you stabbed the Red Dead community in the back, that's it. You are no longer my favorite developer. No longer. I don't know who my favorite developer is. I had a lot of patience over the years, the stupid things that you did on GTA Online, the Oppressor Mark II, and all that stuff. You were still my favorite developer then. But now this? No, not anymore. Who is my favorite developer now? I honestly don't know. I don't know what developer I would say is my favorite developer, but it's definitely not Rockstar at this point. This lack of communication, how much they've screwed the players over, it's just disgusting and unbelievable and unacceptable. And this lack of communication is what pisses so many people off. They don't communicate. They don't talk to the Red Dead fans. You'd think that at least they would make some kind of post assuring people that there would be another update, but no, they don't. I would honestly prefer that Rockstar honestly make a Newswire post saying that they're not making content for Red Dead Online anymore, or that they've given up on the game. At least admit to that, because right now they're not admitting to it. They're acting like they still support the game when in reality they don't. They do the stupid event month, I should say, and they honestly think that the Red Dead players are going to forgive them for that. It's just disgusting. The amount of times that Red Dead Online has gotten screwed over and GTA Online has gotten big updates, and now we don't even get an update? I mean, seriously? What's the point of even your feedback page, Rockstar? Why do you even have a feedback page for Red Dead Online if you're not even willing to listen to the fans? If you actually listen to the fans, if that feedback page was actually working, then guess what? We would have had player housing a year ago. We would have had bank robberies in free mode a year ago. That's what players have wanted for so long. If you're the developer and you don't know that fans want player housing, you don't know that they want bank robberies at this point, you're pretty much an idiot. Because that's what so many fans have been saying. No communication, just smaller update after smaller update. It's just a disaster. Rockstar is a joke. Honestly, they would rather just keep milking an 8-year-old game until the end of time. That's what Rockstar has come to. There's a reason GTA 5 never got a story expansion, because it doesn't sell shark cards. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my rant. I'm sorry it was this long, and I'm sorry it took me so long to also put it up, but I wanted to explain everything, and if you agree with me, please drop a like and share this video if possible. It would mean a lot to me and to a lot of Red Dead players. My goal is for the gaming media to eventually cover this subject. Thank you again, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.
You're not better than me, Morgan. Whatever you say, you fool. Damn you. Damn us both!